whisper seems to call. The air grows heavy, cold and deep. Secrets that the silence keep are pulsing from beneath my feet. A warning drum, a dark defeat. Silent hum, it fills the air. A phantom presence everywhere. Unsettling strings begin to play. No escape from this dark decay.
Welcome to my channel. Put on your headphone and listen closely. In the darkness, every sound is meant for you. Take care. Not everyone who enters makes it back.
There was once a family, broken long before the monsters came. A father, drowning in regret. A mother, lost too soon to sickness and sorrow. And a boy, fragile, quiet, growing up inside a house that felt more like a coffin than a home. The house was strange. Neighbors whispered it was built wrong. The foundation sank unevenly, as if the earth itself wanted to spit it out. The hallways stretched too far at night. Doors shifted when no one was looking. And mirrors sometimes reflected more than your face. Sometimes they showed things that stood just behind you. At night, the boy heard it. Scratching. Soft at first, like a rat in the walls. Then sharper scraping, clawing, whispering his name in a voice too close to his mother's. His father never heard it. Or maybe he did, and that's why he drank. Bottles lined the kitchen counter, some still half full, some shattered on the floor. But one evening, after staring too long into the shadows, the father pressed a gun to his head. The boy found him, and the silence that followed was louder than any scream. From that moment, the house was no longer a house. It breathed. It pulsed. It watched. It became something else. Something alive. Something hungry. Years passed. The boy grew older. He moved away. But the house followed him in dreams. Every night, the same vision. A figure with wings made of bone and rot. Its teeth dripped black like oil. Its eyes were hollow, but they burned with recognition. It never spoke. Its stare was enough. The dreams lasted years. And then one night, the boy, now a man, returned. Not because he wanted to, but because something pulled him back. Like a string tied to his ribs, dragging him toward the place he swore he'd never see again. The moment he stepped inside, the air grew thick. Every breath tasted like dust and metal. The floorboards pulsed like veins. The wallpaper bled with shapes that crawled away when he blinked. And the walls whispered his name in his mother's voice. Then came the scratching. Not in the walls this time, but right behind him. He turned. Nothing. Only darkness, deeper than night. And then eyes. Dozens of them, blinking from the ceiling. Watching, waiting. The house was alive and aware of him. He ran through the halls. But the halls stretched longer, twisting into angles that shouldn't exist. The ceilings bent downward like jaws. The doors breathed. Every handle he touched burned his skin. Every door led to the same room. The room where his father died. The floor still stained with blood. The gun still sitting in the corner, untouched by time. And in the middle of the room, his father, alive, smiling. But the smile was wrong. Too wide, too sharp. A smile stretched by something wearing his father's face. "Come home," his father whispered. A voice layered with something inhuman. "Stay with us, forever." The man stumbled back. The wallpaper peeled away, revealing raw muscle beneath. A marker, or perhaps a warning sign no one cared to read. And though my siblings and I had always thought Grandpa's strange mutterings were the ramblings of an old man slipping into senility, I came to see that they were not delusions at all, but memories, heavy and unshakable, of a figure he called the Green Girl. A figure whose pale white hair and pine-colored skin haunted him every waking day. and whose presence I myself came to witness in ways I still wish I could erase from my mind. For it all began that Friday evening when I arrived at his place for my monthly visit. The drive, long and tedious, the winding roads forcing me to keep my eyes sharp while the mountains loomed like silent giants. And when I finally pulled up to the mobile home resting beneath the hill, I'll smile and asked, humoring what I assumed to be another delusion, "Who's buried there?" He gave me that look, sharp and unwavering, as if daring me not to believe him, and said, "The girl with white hair and green skin." And though I chuckled nervously, telling myself this was just another invention of a mind fading with age, deep down a chill slid through me, because there was something in the conviction of his tone that didn't sound like confusion at all, but certainty. Certainty born from experience. And as I busied myself with adjusting the angle on his lift chair and offering to make sandwiches, I tried to shake the weight of his words, telling myself this was nothing, just one more story in a long string of odd tales. Yet the truth was already pressing against the edges of my denial, ready to flood in by the property. But now, towering at over 12 feet, it seemed less like decoration and more like a sentinel, standing watch over something buried deep within the soil. And when Grandpa muttered again between bites of his sandwich, "She's buried there," my irritation at his repetition was eclipsed by the gnawing thought that perhaps he wasn't speaking nonsense after all. Perhaps he was trying to tell me something vital in the only way his mind still allowed. And later, when my brother Stu called to check in and I offhandedly mentioned Grandpa's fixation with a green girl beneath the tree, the silence on the line told me more than words ever could. For when Stu finally spoke, his voice was tight, careful, almost fearful, and he said, "Don't let him talk about it." And when I pressed him, lived and breathed in our family's history, something Grandpa had fought against for longer than I could imagine. And though I wanted to dismiss it, though I wanted to laugh it softly, "Good. If anything happens, stay by my side. I'll protect you." I felt a shiver crawl down my spine. For the way he said it didn't sound like reassurance. It sounded like a promise carved from decades of surviving something I couldn't yet see. Thanks for watching next part, coming soon in next video. And so, if you ever find yourself near an old pine tree that shouldn't be there, remember my grandfather's warning: some roots don't just hold the earth, they hold the dead, waiting for you.